colorism does exist.
It's a constant competition to see what race is better.
Everyone's scared of something that's different than them.
I think everyone is a little racist.
That's definitely gray.
If you can ask a person of a different race, any race, a question, what race would it be and what question would you ask?
That's a difficult question.
Okay.
I think I'd like to ask a Caucasian person about what they think of the concept of white privilege.
That is interesting.
Yeah, because I definitely think, like from my point of view, it's weird being Asian because I feel like it was like really evident while I was applying to college that like being Asian will not help me. And then it was also talking to my white friends, like, well, being white doesn't help me. So like I was thinking, would it be worse for me to apply to college as a white person or an Asian person? Because my mom's maiden name is Gray, so if I changed it to that, then like on paper I'm white, like it doesn't matter. But I think that the idea that everything's been handed to you because of your race is now something that like starts to hurt you. And so I'd just be interested in seeing how they felt about how...
Like, do they feel that way?
Do they feel like they're being shafted now that they're having that? And is that discrimination something that they think they could empathize with other races now before, or do they just...
It's just like,
Yeah.
I remember last year when I was a senior in my government class, we had a debate on affirmative action, and I was actually on the side that was against affirmative action.
okay.
But I think my views have shifted a little bit.
Really?
I mean, I grew up in a good neighborhood. It was mostly white, and I thought, you know, you're telling me that I need an advantage to get into a school like NYU maybe just because I'm black, and it's kind of offending. But then I realized that, you know, this country was kind of, the slaves made this country. It would kind of be nice for our ancestors to be repaid in some way, even if it's just helping, you know, a certain race get an education so we can move forward, rather than be stuck in a rut that we're in right now. And I think, you know, so I'd like to ask a white conservative what they think about affirmative action.
I would just ask anyone, like not a particular race, but maybe just tell me a story of when you felt like, when you realized, oh, like when that point in your life when you realized I'm being discriminated against. Because when you're young, you identify as American. You don't think yourself, you know, as another race unless you immigrated here.
I would ask an American, a Native American.
Okay.
A question saying, do you think you're superior to other races, considering this is your homeland? And that's one thing.
That's a good question.
I want to know that answer.
I feel like because I'm a mix, I'm a little bit, it's harder for people to define what I am before I really tell them.
Okay.
And I guess maybe I would ask an Asian person how they felt about, or actually really any race, just like somebody who is solid one race, like how they felt about other people feeling like they look like everybody else of their race, and feeling like, because I was talking about this with one of my like 100% Chinese friends, and she was talking about how I was distinct looking and people remembered how I looked. They remembered who I was, whereas people could meet her and completely forget, like see her and completely forget who she was, because to them, you know, the first time they meet her, she looks just like every other short Chinese girl.
Right.
And I've never really asked her how she felt about that.
Food is definitely a big thing of culture. So, you know, maybe that's I mean, that's definitely a plausible question that I would ask. You know, what type of food do you eat? What type of food do you like?
And how did that come about?
Exactly.
You know, why
exactly.
is it so important to you and
Exactly.
your family?
I'm big on soccer, so I usually ask if they follow soccer. What what teams do they root for? Things like that.
Does that determine if you're going to be their friend?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. They better root for the same teams I root for.